Hey, welcome back. I'm Patrick, the service manager here at Ride Time, and today we're going to show you on this 2006 Chevy Uplander how to replace the front wheel hub assembly. This is Jimmy once again. Jimmy is going to be doing the work today, and let's get started. So one thing about the wheel bearings is once they have, you go for a test drive, you can hear a noise, and it's a pretty good telltale sign that the wheel bearing needs to be replaced. In this case, this one actually is pretty severe. It had a lot of play in the wheel bearing, so we're going to actually replace that because of that. But you're going to have some shake on the road when you drive. You're going to have some bearing noise. And you're also, you know, if you leave it long enough, it's actually going to overheat and it can cause a fire.
So now there is 3 bolts that's holding the wheel bearing. We're going to loosen them.
I think in this kind of case here, when that bearing has so much play, is that I think it's probably going to come out relatively easy considering it had that much play. So it's already worked its way loose. And after we get this hub bearing out, we're actually going to look and make sure, inspect inside the knuckle to make sure there's no extended damage because of that looseness in the bearing. You know, when the new hub goes in, if it's not going to be sitting in there properly, it's going to result in the same problem again.
This is just the backing plate. We have to reuse it. And this is you can hear the noise. It's the whole hub. It's the whole hub we have to replace. So now, before we installing a new one, we gotta clean this. I have a brush tool. I'm gonna clean it with the brush tool. You can use like sandpaper, but don't rub it too much because this is accurate. You don't wanna like grind too much. Then it will have a play. So here's the new new wheel bearing. It came with the sensor, so it should be like that. No play, no noise. First, we're going to hand tighten the bolts. Now you can torque it to the proper spec. Reconnect the ABS sensor. You torque it to 110. Do not over tighten it. Put our disc brake rotor. Carefully, we'll install our caliper back on. Now we can put our tire back. Now we're going to torque all the lug nuts to 110. Always check your torque with the torque wrench. Our torque wrench is set on 110.
Okay, so there you have it. That's pretty simple. I mean, it's the hub bearing, a few bolts, and a bit of time. It takes about maybe a half hour to get one done. When it comes to a press-in bearings can take a couple hours. You've got to press them out of the spindle, put the new one back in. We're going to go for a test drive and verify that the new one doesn't have any noise. Then we're going to come back in real quick and just make sure to retorque the wheel, make sure the wheel stays on, and then recheck it for any kind of movement as well, make sure everything's good. And simple as that, we got a new hub bearing put in. And Jimmy's going to go for a test drive.